Greetings. This is Lord Morgan Glendower of the Barony of Sentinel's Keep in the Kingdom of Artemisia. Welcome to Carolingian Miniscule calligraphy. The term Carolingian refers to the reign or empire of Charlemagne, or Charles the Great, who was born in 748 and died 814 Common Era. The Carolingian hand originated approximately 780 in the Common Era. Carolingian Miniscule, as it was commonly known, was a primary scribal hand in use in Western Europe from approximately 800 to 1200 CE. As we examine Carolingian, pay attention to the rounded body structure. The X height is between 3 to 4 nibs high, the ascenders and descenders are from 3 to 6 nibs in height, and the pin angle is 30 degrees. Carolingian serifs take on two different forms, the beak or the club. For the beak serif, it features a fine hairline beginning to the right of the vertical, sliding 30 degrees to the left, and then joining the vertical again to form a smooth continuous shape. The club type serif begins ever so slightly to the right of vertical and forms a rounded profile that gradually meets the vertical stalk of the letter before the baseline. As we begin to look at the basic shapes of Carolingian, one of the defining features is a rounded profile of letters such as the B, the D, the P, also known as the O shapes or the C shapes. These feature either the left-leaning bow or the right-leaning bow. To form the left-leaning bow, begin with the upper right corner of the nib at the upper X line. Slide in a 30-degree angle to the left, form an oval shape, and bring it back around until the left lower corner of the nib is on the lower X line. This will form two perfect hairlines followed by a large belly to the left. The right-leaning bow is the exact opposite. Begin with the right-hand corner of the nib on the X height, slide it to the right, bring around the circle, and finally connect in a mirror form at the bottom X line. Another of the basic shapes of Carolingian, of course, is the vertical stroke. Beginning with a small hairline at the top of the vertical, which is going to assist you in forming the serif at a later time. Follow this up with a long vertical stroke, ending with a curved bottom or a small foot, which is going to add a visual complexity that is very appealing. Another of the basic shapes of Carolingian is what I'll call the A arch. You can see this in shapes such as the A, the M, the N, or the H. Another of the basic shapes of Carolingian is the I arch. This can be found in letters such as I, U, and W. This should be executed with a very pronounced vertical feature and a well-rounded foot reaching out to the next stroke as necessary. Be careful to include 1 nib space worth of negative space between the vertical pillars. While the letter shapes of D's and B's may look a little complex, remember, they are just a combination of more simple shapes. The D is composed of a left-leaning arch, a cap that meets the vertical itself and its serif. Likewise, with the construction of the letter B, it is not complex if it's broken down into its simple shapes. A right-leaning bow, a long vertical, and a serif make up the letter B. Another basic shape of Carolingian is what I call the R arch. This is found in letters such as R, long S, and of course F. The R arch is formed by a left to right movement of the nib, being with a fine hairline, and using the 30-degree angle to create a flat, broad stopping point, and you can recurve it a little bit to give it a little hook as necessary. The letters X and Y are both simple and similar in that they both feature a double diagonal stroke. Construction of the letter S in the Carolingian hand is one of the more complex shapes, simply due to the number of strokes that have to take place within the X height parameters. Begin with the semi-horizontal shape, leaving fine hairlines at the beginning and the ending, and then cap it off with the head cap and the tail cap, leaving a broad stroke at the end. Construction of the letter Z is as simple as right, left, right. Beginning on the left-hand side, slide in with a small hairline. To the right, a horizontal stroke, and then down and to the left with a fine hairline. Back to the right, using a small ribbon stroke.